welcome back to God Aware. So this week I'm in Kansas, sitting here with my dad, and just wanted to talk and recount some stories that I remember growing up, kind of where I come from, heritage, really some of the legacy that he's left, and what I remember growing up, stories how, God has encountered my dad. So I know one story I remember was, I think you were driving a spray truck or something through a field, and you encountered like a ditch with mud, and you prayed, it was like, oh, God, help me get through this. And you made it through, and then you worked in the field, and then coming back through the ditch, you just tried to go through, and you got stuck. And I remember you saying, oh, well, I didn't hit it hard enough. And you heard God speak to you and saying, oh, you think you made it through there by yourself the first time. And so that's one story that really stood out in my mind, that, just the little things that God is always there. And as long as we're aware of Him, He's really there in the small situations to help us with, everyday situations in life. And just growing up with that, knowing that He's always there, in everything, whatever we need. And we were just talking some other stories. You remember some times that He was there for you?
Yeah, I remember several, and of course I'm a farmer, so these are all basically farm-based. I was running the tractor one hot day, and the air conditioner quit on it. And God said, get out, lay hands on the air conditioner, and see what happens. So I got out and laid my hands on the air conditioning unit of the tractor, and repeated God's word. I don't know just where it's at in the scripture, but I said, Lord, I believe, help thou my unbelief. The air conditioner started back working and worked the rest of the day. And so it made it a whole lot easier for me, and not just the fact that the air conditioner was working, but the fact that God heard and answered my prayer instantly. Not all answers to prayer are instant, but you got to be looking for them and expecting them to. So there was that one, and there's been many a time that the Lord has helped me get cattle in and sort cattle off and get them moved to where they needed to be without any extra help other than His. But you have to ask for that help, and then expect Him to be there, look for Him. Usually it's a step-by-step process when you're getting cattle in. You get them in, you sort some off, you load them up. So there's about a 3-step process. And I've found I have to ask Him after each step and thank Him for the first step. And then He helps me get through the other steps. So those are some incidences where the Lord has helped me.
And then there was one other story we were talking about where you're trying to get a gate closed, and like there was no way for you to close it, and God spoke to you about.
Yeah, there was a pasture gate that I went through to unload some feed when I was working for the feed mill, and it was a tight gate, and I got it unhooked. But when I came back to hook the gate back up so the cattle didn't get out, I didn't have the strength in my own self to get the gate fastened. And God showed me I didn't have anything that I knew of that I could use, but He told me, He said, you've got a log chain in the truck, put that around the gate post and the fence post, and take I don't know whether it was a stick or a bar or something that I had there, and twist this chain tight, and it got the chain tight enough and brought the fence post together to where I could put the wire over the top. And it's amazing what God will do when we ask and then take the time to listen and look.
Yeah, I remember, the Akita dog that I had that was in got hit by a car, and I know from you and Mom, you said, well, there was 2 options, whether to go forward with the surgery for her, or basically to put the dog to sleep. And I remember you telling me, he's like, well, it's your dog, pray about it, tell us what God says. And I remember I prayed about it and felt that God said, well, let her live, go through with the surgery. And you guys backed me up on that and paid for the dog to have the surgery based on what you felt God had told me. So I just, wanted to come to you this week and let you know, like, this is my heritage, where I come from. You know, my dad that hears from God on the little things, and even growing up, you know, trusted me enough in how I would hear from God, and would use that, you know, to make decisions. You know, trusted me to hear from God on my own, and I think that's really the heritage and the legacy anyone can leave, is your relationship with God. I mean, the loudest testimony we're ever going to have is our walk with God, how aware we are of Him, how we follow what we're hearing from Him. So, till next time, may you have a blessed new year.